Hi, this is Jana, and welcome to my kitchen. It's zucchini season. This is the type, when I lived up north, it's in the late summer is when all of a sudden, if you leave your car unlocked, you'll come back to your car and have a grocery sack full of zucchini somebody put in your car because they don't know what to do with them all. So anyway, there's lots of things I have ideas for zucchini for, and they'll be coming in the next few weeks. And so anyway, we're going to start out with my kitchen fried. I have a Blackstone one that's like this, but I wanted you to know you can do these in the kitchen too. I have some regular old saltine crackers here, and I've got them in a Ziploc bag, but you can put them in your cutting board and chop them up if you don't want to, but they kind of powder all over. I want to show you, you don't want them to be complete. Oops, I just spilled them. Spilled them all over my counter.
I think there's a hole in the bag.
No, I had the top unzipped. Anyway, it's okay. I'm messy. And so you don't want them to be all the way crushed, a little bit more than these bigger pieces. Hello. And so I'm just going to show you. Just break up the little bit bigger. But you don't, like you can buy cracker crumbs in some grocery stores. I know Foodland down here in our area has cracker crumbs, but they're almost too crumbly. And I kind of like them like this size for the zucchini, okay? And so next I've got 2 eggs, and you can use salt and pepper on your eggs, but I like to use Frank's Red Hot sauce. And for my northern friends, if you haven't, Frank's is different than just Tabasco though. It's kind of like using salt and pepper. It's not hot. It's not like that. It's just like, like pepper can be hot if you use too much of it. But this just adds that little umami. It's just got that little bit of vinegar, and you can't really taste it when I use it as a breading. I really can't taste it on the food, but it just adds a little more twang, as Aaron says. And so get those mixed up. If you did not use Frank's hot sauce or your favorite whatever, then you'll want to add a little bit of salt to that. So I'm going to cut the end off of my zucchini, and then I'm going to cut them about like that, about 5/8 of an inch. I'm going to have this for my lunch today.
Yeah, that's why she wanted to make it. She's like, I'm going to have some.
That's all I'm going to do is have a plate of zucchini. These are so hearty. Great side dish. Great to use your cast iron skillet while you're camping. Use them on your Blackstone. See my Blackstone recipe. Aaron will link it.
I'll put it in the description and in the video if you like.
Yeah. And so the next thing we do is we go through and we want to get them coated so that something for the crackers to stick to. Just like this. I have a plate set up over here so that I can, whoopie daisy, so that I can put them on there after they're breaded. So I'm just doing this for speed's sake for once I get my hands messy. Okay, so there's that. Sorry about my arm there. Not sorry about my arm, just in the way of the camera. So then, I don't do all my crackers at once because they do tend to get wet. And so that's why I like to use the Ziploc bag, because I use it as a breading station. And then I kind of take my hand and press on the sides like this, and if that side isn't coated, I just dip it back into the egg wash, just like this. And I make sure I press down to keep sure that breading sticks on there, just like that. Okay? And so I'm going to keep doing this, and we'll be back when we turn around to the fry pan. Okay, we have our zucchini all breaded and ready to go. Okay, now I've got my hot oil here. I've got my electric skillet set to 375, and of course, as I always say, when you're ready to fry, when your wooden spoon, not a plastic spoon, a wooden spoon goes in and it bubbles around the bottom, you know it's fry time. And so for zucchini, I've got any oil you want, olive oil, anything that's a fry oil that you like to use, okay? Avocado oil or neutral oil.
Tallow. Tallow.
Beef tallow, yes. And I like to add butter for flavor, okay? It's a nice flavor.
Butter, butter, butter.
You don't have to have this much oil. You can do like a 1/4 inch, whatever will go halfway up your zucchinis. There we go. Sizzle, sizzle. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put in my zucchini. I just lifted the breading off that one, didn't I?
Oops.
And you don't want them right on top of each other because you're going to have to flip them. So if you're using your regular skillet on your stovetop, you'll want your fire to be about medium high or medium. Don't get them too high or the cracker will burn and your zucchini won't be cooked. Try not to move them around once you get them in there until they are cooked till brown on one side, or the breading will fall off when you turn them over. And so this is the part where we know that the salt is already on the crackers. However, I'm going to add a little bit more salt while they're cooking. Not a lot, but I am going to add pepper. But if you don't like pepper, don't add it. These are so good with barbecue, barbecue chicken, casseroles. I don't care what you're eating. Sandwich, BLT. And have some zucchini on the side. I love fresh grated ground pepper. I said grated, it's ground.
She has that, but she also has her designated pepper grinder.
Yeah, I sometimes put it in, if I know I'm going to be doing a lot of cooking, I'll just put it in my spice grinder and grind a bunch at once, especially if I'm doing big batches of sauce or whatever. And so these are going to cook at 375-ish until they're brown on one side. So we'll be back when we're ready to flip. Okay, some of these are ready to start to turn. I always use so that the grease doesn't splash. See, look how beautifully brown that one is. And in an electric skillet, it doesn't all brown evenly, so you have to kind of move them around a little bit. But I like an electric skillet for frying. I always put a towel down on my stove so I don't get my stove all mucked up.
If not, we got a cleaning video for that.
Yeah, and I even have a cleaning video on my YouTube channel if you want to know how to clean a stainless steel stove. I try and just do everything practical because, you know, a lot of people don't have a loved one who taught them how to do things, or they just want to do it differently, or keep up on your appliances. If you take care of your appliances,
They last a long time.
they last a long time. I see some professional cleaners who go into apartments and stuff that have been rented out to people who didn't take care of, and they just kept cooking with oil splatters on their stove. It'll ruin your stove. And you'll have to get a new stove. I mean, it's so bad. Because a lot of the new stoves don't have those little metal pans anymore. They just have the surface of the cooktop. And I mean, it's bad. Vegetable oil is one of the worst oils to cook with because, or fry with, cook with, because it is like super glue on appliances. It's bad. And so anyway, these are going to cook. The first time took about 10 minutes before I turned them. And so anyway, I knocked a little bit off there. That's okay. I'll eat that one. And so anyway, you just be careful when you're flipping them over.
We'll be back.
Okay, we are back. And how do you tell when your zucchini are not just the cracker, but you want to just poke in a fork and it'll be, inside will be soft to the touch, not firm. And so remember, you'll have your cracker crust to go through. And you'll want to have a slotted spatula when you take them off to make sure I'm going to leave that one in just a minute, it's thicker. And these are so yummy. You think with zucchini really not having a lot of flavor on its own, that this wouldn't be good, but it really is very delicious side vegetable.
And
Very simple, and it's things that you have in the house. So if somebody drops a grocery bag of zucchini off in your car, you can go ahead and dance because you've already got a plan. Have some crackers. You know, these were probably made by the grandmothers sorry about moving around here, during the Depression because the government gave out crackers as a food staple for families. And that's where meatloaf and everything that's stretched came from, is by adding crackers and making meatloaf to stretch the amount of meat. My mouth is watering. I like these so very much. And how I personally eat them is
ranch.
Well, you can put ranch on them, absolutely, and I have done that. You can use ranch. Hey, Brits.
Get your ranch.
Get your ranch. This is perfect. Get your ranch.
Mr. Jen's Kitchen would do the ranch.
Yeah, and so I'll wipe off my plate here. But look at how delicious of a side dish this is. Looks beautiful on your summer table with some sweet corn on the cob, BLT sandwiches. You know, anything. Meatloaf, fried zucchini. I don't care what you're making. Grilled chicken, barbecue ribs, and some fried zucchini. These are so crispy and delicious. And how I eat them is I'm going to take a little bit of soft butter and put it in the middle of every one of those. And you can use ranch. So thank you or hot sauce. Thanks for stopping by my kitchen. The recipe will be in the link in the description box below. Hit the thumbs up and hit the little bell thing, and that way every week when I post new videos you'll get a notification.
And after you like it, you can also hype it if you like, to help us reach more viewers.
Thank you. Bye.